Hello and welcome back to another video, and today we're here on MotoGP 17. Now this is not a game that I thought I'd be going on anytime soon, not gonna lie, and I would pretend to be like, oh, I bet you're wondering why I'm on this, but you've seen the title, you've seen the thumbnail, you know exactly why we are here. We are here checking out a 2004 mod for this game, which is really cool, because if you guys watch my channel quite a lot, you'll know occasionally I'll check out F1 season mods from years gone by, and they're fairly common, but you don't really get them for the MotoGP game. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen one, quite frankly. I've seen the next season, like a 2016 mod for 2015 or whatever. Obviously, most years I make those, but I mean, even outside of that, other people are making them in mods for this game for the current season and stuff, but you never particularly see classic seasons. So I thought today, that's what we'd do, we'd check it out, and let's get straight into it. Now, I do apologise, before we do get into anything, that this game is starting to date a little bit, isn't it? The maximum refresh rate you can have is 60 Hz, which I thought was actually fine for my monitor, but apparently it's not, because this looks really choppy to me. So I think it'd probably look okay on the video to you guys, because I think that's roughly the frame rate that it'll be in anyway. But to me, it does look a little bit off. So onto the rider selection screen, of course, it actually replaces the 4-strokes category, so not the current day category, because obviously it just stops any issues with the physics and things like that. So first up, we've got Valentino Rossi. Obviously not going to delve on him too much, because I'm pretty sure he's in the base game. Only difference is the bike itself actually has Gawa's logos on it, but you can see the suit actually doesn't. I didn't actually realise that when I first checked this out. Loading times are pretty atrocious, I'm not going to lie. So I think I'm going to probably not go through every single rider, but we'll go through the main ones. So we've got Carlos Checa here. The pictures in the menus are, like, wrong. They are just the current riders. You can see we've got the Fortuna Yamaha here. I think there's a grey visor there. Sete Gibernau as well. We'll obviously look at him because he's one of the main riders. But again, I'm fairly certain he's in the base game. But it may be the 03 version of Sete that's in the base game. But pretty much identical liveries, to be fair, anyway. So nothing to worry about too much. Yeah, that loading is really poor. So we've got Edwards as well. We've got Biaggi and Tamada, obviously, on the Pons team. We've got Hayden and Alex Barros. Obviously, Alex Barros famously rode one season for the Repsol Honda team. Didn't really work out for him, unfortunately, but it was nice he actually got a proper crack at it. And to be fair, leathers here are done pretty well, because I don't think there's ever been an Ireland set of Repsol Honda leathers before that I've seen. And you've got Caparossi and Bayliss on the two factory Ducatis. Marco Melandri on apparently Fortuna Yamaha, and Noric Arbe as well. So Noric Arbe being used. So again, I think the base versions of the pictures are used, so you can see obviously it's the Gawa's bike, because this was actually back in the day where the factory Yamaha team was kind of, and Tech 3 were very weird. So in this season, I think this is the only season where it happened, basically you had the factory bikes were actually Rossi and Checa. That was the official Yamaha factory team. That was Gawa's Fortuna Yamaha. And then you had the Tech 3 team, which was Fortuna Gawa's Yamaha, which had Melandri on the Fortuna bike and Arbe on the Gawa bike. So it's a little bit confusing when you actually watch season reviews back, because you kind of forget, or if you didn't know, you'd think that Arbe was Rossi's teammate, but he's not. He's actually in Tech 3, even though they have the same livery. I guess a little bit like what they're doing next year in real life, where you've got the Red Bull liveries. And as I was saying that, I glanced over the two Suzuki riders, Roberts Jr. and John Hopkins. So a full American lineup then at Suzuki back in the day. And there you go. Again, I think that's another one that's in the base game. Then you've got Hodgson and Chouse. Hodgson definitely in the base game. You can see he's literally in the damn tin leathers there. And then Chouse as well. So we'll have a look at Chouse, because why not? He's not in the base game on this bike. There you go. Fortuna, not Fortuna. I saw the Fortuna logo on his helmet and read it out. Dantine Ducati. There you go. And you've got Hoffman and Nakano on the two Kazakhis. To be honest, these guys look like they are literally just the base game, to be fair, so I won't bother looking at them. Then we've got Byrne and McWilliams on the Aprilia. And then we've actually got, no, it's not John Kaczynski, it's actually Curtis Roberts. I remember when I was scrolling through checking this mod out, I was a bit like, why is Kaczynski at the end? But it's actually Curtis Roberts on the Proton, but I believe it's unfinished, because it's just a 2014 Marquez bike. So yeah, I think that one is a little bit unfinished. But there you go. That is most of the riders shown off there, because, well, I couldn't go through and show everything else, just because it could take too long, because the loading times are so poor. Oh, and worth noting as well that the WCM bikes are actually missing. They're not added yet. I don't know whether they're going to get added, but they're not in the game. So who should we play as then in this race? It's going to be tricky, because there's not that many to pick from. I feel like maybe Alex Barros is a good shout, because we made a point of mentioning him. We'll go as Alex Barros. In terms of circuits, it's obviously just all the circuits that are in the base game. There's no extra added ones, so I'll try and pick one that is period correct. Tell you what, actually, We'll do Brno, because literally as today, as I'm recording this, there's been a rumour sort of coming around that Brno actually might come back on the calendar later this year to replace the second time cancelled Kazakhstan Grand Prix. Now, I don't think it's going to happen personally, but because the rumour's there, I thought, you know what, let's give Brno a go. So, without any further ado, let's get down to the grid and start off this 2004 race here at Brno. I tell you what, I remember when this game first came out, like 2017, I was like, this game looks so good, it's really, really good looking. It looks really bad now, doesn't it? It's aged very poorly. Like, it's kind of semi-realistic, but you can just see in the background, like, all these different parts, like, blurry textures and stuff. And I think back then that wasn't so bad, and especially with the hardware that I had at the time. But now that I've got a computer that's obviously way powerful enough to play a game that's, like, nearly 10 years old at this point. Oh, I forgot, actually, you start in the garage, don't you? You actually start on the grid. I was expecting to actually be on the grid. But yeah, it is starting to age a little bit. The bikes don't look too bad, to be fair. Like, the bike models and textures don't look too bad, but the actual track stuff really didn't look very good, to be honest.
Here at Brno, everything is ready for the Czech Grand Prix now. This is one of the riders' favourite tracks, so we're guaranteed a spectacular race today.
There you go, it's one of the riders' favourite tracks, so we've got to get on that one. Unless, you know, it's not very well surfaced, then they don't like it quite so much. But here we are then, waiting for the lights to go on. The lights are on, waiting for them to go here for this 2004 race. What? Oh, there's no clutches there! I forgot! I held the clutch in, the button that's the clutch on the current game. Held that in, thinking I don't want to get a jump start, and it just rocketed off the line. I was like, what is this? Because I hadn't let the clutch out. I thought I was going to get a penalty, and then I remembered, of course, back in the day, that was not a thing at all. So we've made up loads of positions. We're up into P14 already, past Kenny Roberts Jr. there. Up into P14, like I said. Wow, the handling on this is weird. It just moves side to side so fast, it's like an arcade game. And into, we've gone miles off the track there at turn 3. Down we go, and that's probably going to be us put to the back, is it, for the rest of the race? I'd say so. Tell you what, we're going to actually restart, because we're at the back of the pack now, and we can't even see anybody, so there's not really much point continuing. It almost feels a bit stuttery at places. It's very, very strange. I'm not sure what's going on. But here we go then, for attempt number 2 at this Brno Grand Prix, or the Czech Grand Prix, should we say. We had a good start this time. We passed Hodgson, we passed Curtis Roberts on the Repsol Honda there for some reason. I think Edwards was on the outside as we go down towards turn 1, so we're passing a few American riders into turn 1, and, well, we've gone off again already. Keep it on the bike, keep it on the bike. No. This game's harder than, well, it's not harder than I remember. The physics are just really bad. Like, you actually forget. This is actually a really good experience to go back to this game, because you look back at the old sort of engine games and you're like, they weren't that bad. Oh, they were. They were pretty bad, to be fair. We are spoiled with MotoGP these days. MotoGP 24. On the inside we go to turn 1, we've had a bit of contact with Hoffman. We've made our way through up to the top 10 on this occasion. Can we get Caparossi? Yes, we can. And there's Norik Arbe on the Tech 3 Yamaha, like we said before. Side by side with Norik. There we go, up into P8. McWilliams doing pretty well there, 7th place on the Aprilia. I mean, the Aprilia had decent performances on its day, but I don't think it was ever that good. Around the outside we go with McWilliams. On the inside we go with Melandri. We are on the hardest AI difficulty, by the way, but, you know, you remember how bad the AI were on these games. Even with the... It is actually stuttering. I don't know if it's stuttering on the video, so I do apologise if it is, but... Yeah, I feel like there's got to be an issue here, because there's no way the game ran this poorly back then. Anyway, not really too much MotoGP, is it? So, we're up into 6th place. Let's not go on and on about that. We've got Max Biaggi then on the Camel Honda in front of us. I think I see, is that Kolos Checker go for a move there? And we have gone off again into Schwantz corner. So lots of American themes in this one. We've crashed, coming out the gravel. Tell you what, they actually keep you on the ground for a while in this game. Well, that's given us something to aim at. We're just off the back there. I think that's, is that one of the Kawasaki's in last position? I guess it's probably Hoffman, because I think Nakano is further up the order. There we go then. I think Edwards and Hoffman, for some reason, are the last 2 on the grid. No, it's Nakano. It's Nakano, actually. Okay, we're 3 seconds behind him. It doesn't look like 3 seconds. Hayden, fastest lap. Interesting to see. Giovinazzi, fastest lap. Yeah, that's not strange, although Hayden had a decent season in 04, but he wasn't... Yeah, I think he was on the podium a few times, wasn't he? It was a good build on his rookie season. Bayless having a rough one down there in 18th, although so is Tamada, really. Both those riders should be much further up. I've gone off again, by the way, guys. Gone off again. I'm going to go restart the game. We're going to try it with VSync, and we're going to see if it's actually any better. Okay, so here at Mugello now, and I've done it, and it is much better. So hopefully this time we'll actually have a bit of a better race, so we won't be all over the place. But lights out, and away we go. Wow! Yeah, this is just infinitely better. Okay, I figured out what the issue was then. As we go down towards turn 1. The game still looks quite poor, but it's not stuttering anymore, so that is good. So the issue, oh no, never mind, it did a little bit there, but I think the issue was we were running at such a high frame rate that the game couldn't keep up, so that was what was happening. But we went around the outside once again through turn 1. The AI in this game are really bad. They, I remember they were like always really bad back in the day. Yeah, actually, you know what? It's not really fixed at all, is it? It's still doing it. I thought it was in the menus. It seemed better, but on the run into turn 1, it seemed pretty good. But no, it doesn't seem to be solved. So I'd say we just got some incompatibility. We've just absolutely rammed Shaky Burn out of the way. Up into P11 then. So Alex Barros not being backwards and coming forwards here. Next up then the other Aprilia from McWilliams. So again, not a bad showing for these guys so far. And we've got Arabiata 1 and 2. Let the bikes understeer through here. Yes, they do. But yeah, it's the rose-tinted glass of this game certainly being undone in this this video. The mod's really good, by the way. Whoa, okay. That wasn't great. But yeah, the mod's decent. Sorry that I've been sort of bashing the game, but this is what happens when you come back. I remember I just saw the mod release. I was like, I want to try this out, but I'll tell you what, I would not choose to play MotoGP 17 at this point, I don't think. Williams then overtakes Hoffman. Can we try and follow him through? We might be able to. The inside! Wow, that was very aggressive. And he's back through once again. So for now, Hoffman says, hey, we're on the grass down towards Puccini. So not the ideal way at all. Rossi's pretty far down. Rossi's behind Arbe, actually. Oh, look at this. A cut back through Puccini. Look at this. AI. I've got nothing on us. We've passed Burn. We've passed Hoffman. Actually, it was McWilliams, wasn't it? Look, I think there. I just saw a blue tyre there for Noric Arbe at one point. That Ducati's pretty solid on the straight. You don't ever say that. Yeah, I mean, a Yamaha's not trying to Ducati on the straight. I mean, that didn't even happen in 2004, so I don't know what that's all about. And wow, we've had a big crash. Fastest lap to me, though, so that's good. And back on the bike we go. And we're not even... Oh, I think we are now, but we weren't even quite in last place when we initially rejoined. So we had a much better race so far at Mugello. But once again, back to the back of the pack. The brakes are the biggest difference. I just feel like the bikes are just so light. It's just really hard to get a sort of feeling about where to brake and stuff. And the tracks are probably not scaled correctly as well. You have to remember that, guys. The tracks were not made very accurately. I mean, again, this looks pretty much not like Mugello. I mean, you can tell it's the layout of Mugello, but it doesn't exactly... I mean, look at that curve is huge. That curve's absolutely huge. And I know they're pretty big in real life, but they're certainly not this big. They are absolutely ginormous. They're like the size of the bike. That's crazy. Right, anyway. Next up then is Kenny Roberts. Roberts Jr. over the Arabiata 2 curve. You can't do that anymore. You can now, though, so that's good. And I think that's Neil Hodgson had him, and then it looks like Tamada. So again, Tamada having a really rough one. Bit further down the order. We're side by side with Kenny Jr. We've just bashed him out the way. It's actually Chouse, to be fair. It's not Hodgson. Hodgson's actually battling up there with... is that Edwards? Why has Edwards got old school? I suppose he did ride a bit old school. Actually, yeah, he was pretty old school, wasn't he, to be fair, never mind. We just bashed Tamada out the way, so we're just hitting everyone out the way. I don't really care at this point. We've bashed Burn out the way. We've got to run on Hopkins, and there we go. Up the inside of Hopkins. Well, we've definitely just punted Bayliss out the way, so apologies. Curtis Roberts! 13th on the Proton. That's just cheating with that 2014 Repsol Honda. To be fair, how would Curtis Roberts fare on a 2014 Repsol Honda? He probably would be about 14th, wouldn't he, to be fair, against this field on all these bikes. So, yeah, probably about right. So there we go then. We're right behind Neil Hodgson and Colin Edwards. We've got to make sure we hit the brakes nice and early. So 2 World Superbike riders ahead of us. I know the World Champions, but I don't think Edwards did actually win it, did he, at all? Oh. Roberts then up the inside. Can we try and find our way back past? Oh, yes we can. So we've passed Curtis, we've hit Neil, got the inside of Neil, then it's Colin Edwards, then it looks like the other Kawasaki of Hoffman, yeah, we were battling Hoffman when we crashed, didn't we? So there we go, we'll have about recovered to where we were. So down towards Casanova, up the inside then again of Colin Edwards. Again, the physics are just so floaty. The collisions are basically non-existent as well when you have those. They're not massive. Can't believe we managed to like competitively race in this game back in the day and thought it was really good, because it's just not. I mean, I suppose when you compare it to what we had previously, yeah, it's probably better than like Valentino Rossi in the game and stuff, but wow, all of these physics-wise just kind of suck like compared to what we have now. I mean, I don't think everything about the ones we have now are good, but definitely, I always used to complain about the lack of direction changes, and I still do, but compared to these, they just feel like these bikes feel like they've got no weight at all. So then we go through Corotaro. Can we try and pass these 3? I think there's a chance of it. He's on a Hoffman. We've just squeezed past him there. Next up's Arbe. Don't high side through Biondetti. Oh, I've just took a big chunk out of Biondetti. We've absolutely punted Carlos Checker out the way. And that's put us over to P8. I don't think we're going to catch, I guess it's supposed to be Caparossi ahead. Into Buccini, we've gone to the car park. Arbe tries to come back at the inside. We just cut him up. There is contact, even though I don't think we really actually were going to hit with the models, but there you go. Up towards the line then, it's going to be P8 here as Alex Barros on the 2004 mod. It's about time I actually managed to finish a race. So there you go then. I think maybe a little bit questionable with the rider performance. Juvenile wins, that's not too weird. Hayden even being second isn't super weird. But Melandri third in 04? Probably not. Biaggi fourth. Yeah, Rossi all the way down in fifth though. That happened on a few occasions, but I don't think it would have happened at Mugello. I think he won at Mugello, didn't he? McWilliams sixth though. That is definitely the outlier. So fair play to Jeremy there, but there you go then. That is the 2004 mod for MotoGP 17. Really good mod, to be fair. If you actually want to put yourself through playing this game, I'd recommend giving it a go anyway, because it's better than having the random historic class, and obviously always, well, they are actually a bit harder to install and uninstall the mods on these games, but even still, give it a go if you've got this game, or if you want to play this game for whatever reason. But wow, I spent most of the video thinking, wow, MotoGP 17 was not as good as I remember it, but I suppose that's just how these things are sometimes. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed that one. If you are new to the channel, please do like the video and subscribe, because you'll get plenty more bike game racing content in the subscription feed. And it also helps me out quite a lot, so I really do appreciate it. But I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you'll stay safe, and I shall see you in the next one.